Good morning, LinkedIn and Facebook. I am here. I might do the countdown one more time just to make sure we give people time to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. All right, now we're ready to get started. Good morning, LinkedIn and Facebook. And if you are here, if you're watching, let me know. Put anything in the comments. It would be great to know where you're watching from this morning. That would be awesome. And then I love likes, hearts, all that good stuff, any kind of reaction. I appreciate it because I know that you are there. I hope you had a great weekend. I know I did, and I'm very grateful for the weekend. But anyway, now we have a week ahead. Very excited to get started and put together a plan with you. That's the whole objective here, is to plan, because failure to plan is planning to fail. And I am constantly shocked at how many people don't have a plan for their work, for their career. You wouldn't go on vacation without having a plan. I would hope not, at least some kind of plan. And you really should do the same with your career, with your work, because we spend so much time at work, and you need a plan. And you'll get a plan in this session. I'm going to go ahead and get started and share the template that we follow in this planning session every week. And while I'm doing this, I'm also going to tell you I won't be doing the planning session next week because I'm taking the day off for Columbus Day. And I'm also going to be recovering from the Chicago Marathon. I get to run my 10th Chicago Marathon on Sunday. So very, very excited about that, but I'm going to need a day off on Monday, and that's what I'll be doing. But get on my email list because I'll be sending material, and I'm going to have posts taken care of. At least I'll be able to do that, get that done. But I'm not really going to be working on next Monday. So no planning session next week. And it resumes on the 18th. That is October 18th when it resumes after today's session. Okay, we really need to get started because I have been talking too much already. All right, so what we're going to do is this first step, we're going to have 5 minutes to do our warm up. And that's to really get present to our planning that we have at this moment in the next hour. We're going to take 5 minutes to create that mental white space in anything that's on your mind. Get it off your mind. Our minds aren't great for storage. They're much better for creativity, but they can't be creative when we weigh them down with too much stuff. Get the stuff off of your brain and put it on a blank sheet of paper or put it in a Word doc. But that's what you're going to be doing in this next 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and set my timer right now. I thought I had it handy, but now I have it handy. So starting right now, take 5 minutes to do a brain dump and get everything off your mind so you can clear it and be creative in the coming hour. Less than 2 minutes left. All right, so that's our timer telling us we need to move to the next thing, which we will do. And I'm going to share the template with you again. But the next thing is to use a tool more effectively. It's a common tool that everybody uses. Well, most, I'd say 99.9%. And what this tool is email. Really can't think of someone who doesn't use it, but anyway, it's a great tool, but we often misuse it. We don't really use it efficiently. And now we're going to take 5 minutes to be better email users. What do I mean? How are we going to do this? Okay, this is how, and we're going to have 5 minutes to do this. What it is, we're jumping into our inbox and we're going to straighten it out. And there's a variety of ways you can make it a better tool. You can unsubscribe to those emails that you don't need anymore. I mean, that things change, and here I'm back on the screen too. Things change, and maybe there's emails that you subscribe to you don't need anymore. Clear the clutter, unsubscribe. Try to do that even if you just do a few every day. But for today, you're going to get 5 minutes to do that. And then also delete emails that you don't need anymore. Just get rid of them. Or if you're doing a job search right now, maybe there's an email that you've been procrastinating on. We all procrastinate. We all have a tendency to do that. You can take this 5 minutes to send those emails that you've been putting off. So we'll set the timer for that. Hopefully you like the work music too. And then again, don't forget, I'd love to know if you're here, number one, if you're watching this. And then if you are, tell me where you're watching it from. That would be great. And of course, I appreciate any comments or reactions. That's awesome. It's very helpful. And and then I'm going to put the link to, if you didn't register for it and you're just watching, I want you to get the tools and resources that I provide regularly, and especially the materials from this session. So I will put the link in the comments, and that way you can get on my list to get those resources and the information from this. Okay, 5 minutes starting now. Less than 2 minutes left. About a minute and a half, actually. trying to keep on moving here. I am back and we're going to go back to our planner. The next step is often one that people struggle with, and that's setting what your goals for the week. And then if you have some time, if you're clear on that, then how you're going to break it up each day. Okay, so here's the planner. I'll bring that up again. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be hard to set your goals for the week. Okay, where do you want to be at the end of this week? Just picture yourself Friday afternoon feeling great about the week. What's going to make you feel good about the week? What's going to make you feel productive and happy? What is it? And then what's the action that you need to take to get there? All right. And so think about that. And the more specific you can be, the better. You don't want to have too many goals. That's a common mistake that many people make. They have way too many goals. I recommend no more than 3 to 5 for the week. And so to take that approach is the best thing to do. And if you do need more help, one-on-one attention, I can definitely help you clarify that even further. But let's go ahead and set the timer now for the 5 minutes starting now to write down what are your 3 to 5 weekly goals. You have to write them down. So please do that or type them up in a Word document. Less than 2 minutes. All right, time to move to the next thing on our template here. I'll bring you back to the template, and then I also wanted to highlight or point something out on this framework that we follow to make sure that you see it. And it's part of the materials that you receive as well. And what it is, there's a worksheet to a daily worksheet as well. And here, I'll go right to it. All right, so here is the structure that we follow, and we'll be moving on to our next one in a minute. But here on the next sheet is a blank daily planner, and it's got all the days of the week on here, and you can just make copies of it, whatever works best for you. But this way you can divvy up, once you set your weekly goals, then you can decide, okay, on Monday I'm going to spend an hour on this. Tuesday I'll spend half an hour on this. Maybe Wednesday you have like 2 hours, whatever. But you can divvy it up, and that way, and then you even have this holding area for something you need to get done in the week, but you don't know which day yet. And that's fine. Sometimes it works that way. All right, let's keep on moving here. We're making progress. We've set our goals, and also too, even if you had some extra time, maybe you set your goals for today as well. I would think planning would be one of them. So getting your plan done for the week is a good goal to have. All right, but often to get the headway that we want on our goals, we need to talk with people. We need to work with people. We can't do everything on our own. And it's really important to be really thoughtful and intentional and purposeful in scheduling those conversations. Maybe people aren't available right away when we call them or we email them. Everyone has different projects that they have going on. And what you should do is be intentional with that. So we're going to take 5 minutes to schedule at least 3 conversations with people that's going to help us with our goals for the week. And I label these people as prospects. If you're doing a job search, they're definitely prospects, but also too for your project. Maybe you need someone to help you. I mean, they're kind of like a prospect because you're trying to get them to work with you and to help you move this project forward. So we're going to set, again, I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes starting now. So you can schedule those 3 conversations. And even if they don't occur this week, if they occur next week, that's fine, but get them scheduled. That's the most important thing. You want to get them scheduled this week. Ideally, the sooner the better. but at least get them scheduled at a bare minimum. Okay. And put them in your calendar and when they're going to happen. All right. We are continuing to move along in our planning session, and hopefully, so far, you feel like you can start to see your plan take shape. I know I'm seeing mine take shape as I do this along with you too. Okay, now I'm going to go back to sharing, take you back to the template once again. The next thing, we're going to have a little longer session. We're going to have a whopping 10 minutes. I know it's very exciting, isn't it? But this is important to have this. And even if you can get time later on today to do this, it would be a good thing. And what it is, it's reviewing our documents. Our documents that we use on our work or our job search are living documents, and we need to keep them updated. You're going to get 10 minutes to actually do that, to look at them, review them with a fresh set of eyes. I do have listed here to spend 25 minutes, and which 25 to 30 minutes would really be ideal to do it on a regular basis. But since this is weekly, even if you can just put your eyes on your LinkedIn profile, you should always look at your LinkedIn profile. It doesn't matter if you're in job search mode or not. And what updates can you make? Maybe you see a typo all of a sudden, clean that up. But we'll do that. And then also too, during this 10 minutes, well, I'll say it right now, there's another worksheet that's part of the materials that you get to help you on the last thing that we just completed. And that I should be able to share that with you. I'll share that near the end of the session, because so many people are really uncomfortable networking. That's where that other tip sheet came from. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take the 10 minutes to work on our documents, looking at them. Maybe just take your LinkedIn profile and work on that in the next 10 minutes. But you get to decide in the next 10 minutes, what are you going to work on updating? A little over 4 minutes. Less than Okay, now we're coming near the end here. And what we'll be doing is really tapping into, well, recognizing those people that have helped us with our work. Or if you're doing a job search, I'm sure that there's some people that have helped you with your search too. But anyone who's helped you with your work, we're going to take 5 minutes to thank them. It's important. How many times do you get thanked for your work? It's important that we take the time out, that we're intentional, and we do that. We'll be taking 5 minutes to thank them. And you can do that in a variety of ways. You can send them a thank you email. You can shoot them a text, or you could even call somebody up during this 5 minutes and thank them, or tag them on social media. That's always a nice thing to do too. Like LinkedIn is great for that, or Facebook, or whatever. But to recognize the people who've helped you. It could be your spouse who's been really supportive during your job search, or maybe your son was on time going to school this morning. Just to do that, it makes a difference. We'll take 5 minutes as I set the timer to do that right now. About a minute and a half. Okay, one last thing for us to do, and then there is going to be time for questions. And let me just, all right, we have our last thing. I'm going to pull up the template. The last thing to do in our planning session this morning is really important as well. It's a good thing to do, a good habit to have. It doesn't take a lot of time, as all of these things, they don't take a lot of time to do. We just need to make sure that we do them. And what this is, it's a great way to stand out from other people, to differentiate yourself from other people. A lot of leaders do this, and I think they really set a great standard by doing this. And what it is, it's to send someone a handwritten note. And ideally, if you can send them a thank you note, that's a good thing. But even if you just want to acknowledge them for doing a great job on something, that's good too. But to receive a handwritten note from someone where they're acknowledging something that you did well, or that how much they appreciate you, whatever it is, to actually get that. I'm sure if you pause for a second and you thought about the times that you've received a handwritten note from someone, you probably might only be able to count that like on one hand, not two hands. It's important. We need to do that. So let's take 5 minutes right now in the session to write a handwritten note to someone. It can be acknowledging them or thanking them, but just to take the time to do that right now. I'll set the timer. Just a minute left to wrap. Okay, so we are done with our planning session. There is a minute left. I was monitoring the comments. I didn't see any questions. And again, at the beginning of the session, I did put the link to get on my list. And so that way you can get the materials from today's session, as well as future resources too, to help you have a better work life and a better career and a better job search. You want to use your time as efficiently as possible and not be spinning your wheels. That's really important. Oh, you probably just heard my puppy make a loud groaning noise in the background. So, anyway, and again, as a reminder, we're not going to have the planning session next Monday. I'll be taking the day off to recover from the Chicago Marathon and just to rest and relax and take it easy. However, I will be posting on LinkedIn and yeah, so I'll definitely do that. But yeah, basically taking the day off. I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for joining me in today's planning session. Oh, and I forgot to do this. I would really love your feedback. So I'm going to do this, put my the link to my feedback form really quickly if I can find it. Now I'm not finding it. But I do want your feedback because that helps me to make improvements to the session. So I'm going to put that in the comments. And then if you could just try to grab that, that would be a great thing to do. I'm going to put it right in here. And then that way you can give me your feedback. And then because your feedback counts, I really want to hear what you have to say. And then that way I can make adjustments. And yeah, so I was able to get it in. So on LinkedIn and on Facebook, you should see that link to provide me with your feedback. And as always, if you have any questions, you can reach me on LinkedIn. And I hope you have a great week. And yeah, enjoy the week and make sure you follow your plan. Bye now.